Hi, it's Martin Chown, Friday the 3rd of July. Short update from me this week, focusing on things that have happened, where we are with COVID and how we're moving forward. So first of all, this week's been a busy week, certainly for me and many people working at Sellafield, I'm sure. I started off this week at Hinton House and we had a board update which worked really effectively using video technology with our board. So that was a really good meeting that took place on Tuesday at Hinton House. I spent some time in Albion on Wednesday going through our crisis management team, and I'm pleased to say now we've closed down our CMT structure as of this week. The CMT has served us really well, but it's time to move on to full stage recovery. So I'm really pleased with what the CMT structure has done, but I'm also pleased that we're moving forward now with recovery, which I'll come on to. I also spent some time on main site, and it's getting busier every day and every week on main site, and it seems like the levels of activity across all of our nuclear operations and major projects are ramping up in the way that we intended to. So just turning to that, all of our major projects have now restarted, and all of the phase 3 nuclear operations, there were 47 of them, have also now restarted. When we started off, we wanted to do it in a very step-by-step, phase-by-phase way, and indeed we sanctioned and approved each individual restart. We then moved into envelopes of work, so different packages of work that we could restart. And now we've gained confidence about how things can operate on the main site. We're moving to restarting generally across all of the different operations across the site. Of course, looking at workplace distancing, looking at safety of workers, but nonetheless, we are now confident that we can move forward and restart pretty much everything that we were running before COVID. Test and trace has been operational. I mentioned to you last time I spoke to you about we're planning for it and we've implemented it, and we've tested about 70 people. All of those negatives so far, but test and trace for us is not really a day-to-day assurance of what we're doing around COVID. It's there as part of our resilience, so we can use it if we have a concern. We can test quite a lot of people in a very short space of time, get the results and get people confident to return back to work as part of our test and trace capability. That's really what it's there for. This week I wanted to talk about a particular example. There's loads of great examples, but this week particularly we've been working on the Sellafield retreatment plant. And in really 3 ways I wanted to talk to you about that as an example. At the start of COVID, I said it would be great if we didn't lose a day for day on schedule. And with SRP, the Sellafield retreatment plant, that's something we have been able to do. So since the 23rd of March, that's 14 weeks ago, we've been working on the major total price for the project. It's a very complex thing to do, to look at how we can do that. And in the 14 weeks, we've only actually lost about 4. So a really great result there in terms of the PPP and Sellafield teams driving forward that work and not losing all the time in COVID, and different ways of working to achieve that great result. We've put people now back onto site, and although it's quite a small construction site in terms of numbers, we're getting back up to kind of pre-COVID numbers and looking how we maintain the critical path, which for SRP is around concrete pours. And the third element I wanted to kind of highlight to you today is we've also taken that project into NDA board on Tuesday and then into government just yesterday to talk to them about what we're doing. So as well as working on the site, on the physical critical path, we've spent quite a lot of time progressing the business case, the total price for SRP. And it's a good example really about how we can minimise losses and how we can maintain our critical path progress on these safety critical high hazard projects. So just one to share with you because it's been a particular focus of activity in the last few days. So just to summarise where we are, we can return to work, and we are trying to return to work where we can. It's important that people still work from home as the key message if they're able to, but it's also safe to come and work at Sellafield sites, and the sites are really well organised. I've been to all of the offices, I think now, or most of the offices, and I've certainly been on Sellafield main site most weeks actually during lockdown and looking at how we return workers to work really safely. So please be confident in returning to work. I want everybody to be fully contributing, whether you're on site or in one of the offices or indeed working from home. So think about how we can be fully contributing in the way that I described for SRP. And I know there's other great examples of where progress has been maintained and in some cases improved. And really, as soon as possible, we need to really limit the losses, the schedule losses, the cost implications of SRP. It will impact what we've done. The schedule impact is inevitable and there will be a cost impact from it. But, you know, if we can recover that, if we can move forward and return to the critical path activity, maintain our high hazard progress, it will stand us all in good stead as we move forward and as we demonstrate that Sellafield is a really great place to work with great people. That was really it in terms of the update for me today. I hope you're all well. Hope to see you soon. Our number one priority always is safe working and the safety of our colleagues, everybody that works for us across everywhere in Sellafield. So please make sure that you have that as the number one message as I close down today's video message. I hope to see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.